All right. Okay. Y'all, we are on our conspiracy theory Wednesday. Okay. You already know. And for our conspiracy theory Wednesday, we are going to be getting into this whole Hantavirus thing that they got going on. Um, do 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 do. I don't know why the mic seemed like it's a little low today, but anyways, yeah, we're gonna be getting into these conspiracy theories about the Hantavirus. But before we do that, we gotta real quick. I gotta talk to y'all about this whole tick situation that I had going on this morning. For those of you who hopped on the live with me, I was, kind of freaking out a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Look, I was asking everybody that would listen, like, look, you don't think that I'm gonna have no disease? Like, you don't think it's that serious? And they was like, no. And the dude that checked me in when I went into the ER, the guy at the front desk who checked me in, he was like, of course they gotta ask, what are you here for? And I was telling him, I was like, I woke up with a tick attached to my leg. And I don't know. To me, it was like the way he looked at me. He looked at me right, and I was like, it was just the way he looked at me was like, "Are you serious?" So I looked at him, and I was like, I started laughing. I was like, "You looking at me like you don't need to be here for that?" Like, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm just looking at you." He was like, "No, you did the right thing. You should be here for that, whatever, right?" And he was telling me that I think he said I was like the seventh or the eighth person this week that has been to the hospital for that, specific thing. So apparently, it's been like going on or whatever, right? This is the first time I personally have been bitten by a tick, and obviously, as y'all can tell from my live this morning, I was like, y'all, but the dude had me waiting there, for a while or whatever after he checked me in because he said he had to see if they had another vial to hold the tick, and then they gotta test it, blah 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 blah. So finally he comes back, and he come back with, I guess, I don't know, a nurse or whatever, or the doctor. I was a nurse, I guess, whatever. Um from, because I'm not really paying attention to all that, but from the back or whatever, right? And she was like, okay. So she took me to the back, and she was like, okay, so we have this address. You need to go to this address for the public health and take the tick with you. And then they're going to take you for testing. And I was like, okay, y'all not going to give me nothing? Like, y'all ain't got no cure, no vaccine, no nothing y'all want to give me or whatever. And she was like, oh no. She was like, so you would take it there for testing, and then they'll test it to see if the tick has any diseases and stuff. I was like, okay, and then do I come back here to be treated? Like, she was like, y'all, this lady looked me dead in my face and was like, no. I mean, there's nothing we would be able to do. Like, even right now or even after, there's nothing we would be able to give you or do. At that point, it would just be about managing symptoms. When she said that, when I tell you, I literally completely, I clocked out. Like, my brain clocked out. I was like, you joking, right? Like, and she was, the, I can't even explain this to y'all. So she was like, no, she was like, because I asked her, right? I was like, there's nothing you can give me, right? Like, you joking or whatever. Like, so I'm like, okay, do you think I got a disease? Look, y'all, I asked another person. I told you I was asking everybody. I'm like, do you think that like it passed anything along? Like, and I'm sorry, I was probably getting on these people's nerves. And she was like, no, and I was like, okay, you're not just telling me that though, right? Because like I'm kind of freaking out right now. And she was like, no. So then she held the bag up, and she was like, see, if the tick was bigger, then I would be a little worried, because then that means that, it was feasting like on me for a minute or whatever, right? She's like, but it's still flat. She basically said the same thing that the dude at public health said, like, it's flat or whatever, so I don't even, what I'm saying, basically think you have anything, whatever, right? Or you could have passed anything along. So, anyways, I'll drive over to public health or whatever. Um, and I'm over there with the same thing. Look, I done asked the lady at the front desk that's checking me in. I done told her what I'm there for. She went to go get the doctor or whatever. And I'm asking her while I'm waiting. I'm like, you don't think I got no, right? You don't think the tick passed on anything, right? And she was like, no, I think you're fine. I was like, okay. Then the doctor came, y'all. So then he was basically telling me like, oh, the head is still attached. That's good. You did good pulling it out. I didn't even know what I was doing. I'm gonna be honest. Like I wasn't trying to be careful pulling it out or nothing. Once I realized, like, bro, this is a bug like stuck in my leg. I freaked out, and I'm when I tell you, I snatched it out so quick, like with the quickness. So, but anyways, he was saying that the head is still attached. He basically said the same thing that the lady at the ER said what that she said. He was like, it's very flat, so it looks like it didn't even like really get to feed on you or whatever. Um, and then he was like, and then even then, it takes a while. He said for like the whatever, like the saliva, whatever from what the tick has to pass along to your bloodstream. And then he was like, and just because a tick has a disease doesn't necessarily mean that you have one, blah, 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 all of that, right? So then, and then as he telling me all of that, look, y'all want to know what I asked him when he got done? You don't think I got a disease or nothing, right? And he started laughing. He like, no, I think you're fine. He was telling me that they've had like, so the dude at the ER said I was like the eighth person to check in for it this week. Then the dude at public health was saying that they've been having like a real big tick problem or whatever, right? And he was saying that they've sent off like hundreds or whatever to the lab, and he said nobody came back with a disease. When it came back, nobody like had anything, or whatever, right? So that made me feel like much better. Not gonna lie though, like I was still kind of, I'm still kind of like, little, but not too bad though, because they like, I need to watch for symptoms for 30 days. I'm like, oh my gosh, that feels like a lifetime. He sent the tick off to the lab, and then I asked him, he told me that it would take about 2 weeks. And if I don't hear anything back, then that means I'm good, right? That means I'm in the clear, okay? So, first of all, let me say this. He gave me this paper. Can y'all see that? Hold on. Y'all see that, right? Let me hold this right for me because I need y'all to see this. Look, read this part right here real quick. I'm going to read it to y'all, though. I just want it in the camera long enough for y'all to see for yourself. Y'all, he gave me this paper, right? I'm going to pull up my Google, too, because y'all know I'm a Google type of chick, okay? I'm going to get on Google real quick on y'all. I don't care. So, he was like, he gave me this paper. And, okay, so mind you, the lady at the hospital has said that there's nothing that they can do. They would just be managing the symptoms or whatever, right? Y'all, why on this paper, it says, it tells you how to, care for a tick bite and stuff, right? And then watch for the symptoms, call your healthcare provider if you get any of the following: rash, fever, fatigue, headache, muscle pain, joint swelling and pain. Quick, hold on real quick. I just told y'all it feels like it's low. Duh, girl, because I got my hair. This how y'all know I'm tripping. I got my hair in a way, like over my ears. So I got my hair down tonight or whatever. I ain't tied it up yet. But anyways, then at the bottom right here, it says treatment for tick-borne diseases should be based on symptoms, history of exposure to ticks, and in some cases, blood test results. Most tick-borne diseases can be treated with a short course of antibiotics. So I'm like, why did she say like there's nothing that we can do for you? We would just be managing symptoms. Like, girl, I'm just gonna be a lost cause. So then I go on Google because I get my MD. I done got my certs from Google. I'm certified through Google. Okay, I know them doctors be like, girl, but look. It's been plenty of times I went to the doctors and literally like can tell them like what's wrong with me because I didn't already looked it up on Google, and then they check for it. They be like, oh, okay, you need to run these tests like da 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 for the headache, whatever. Okay, anyways, so they was like, and it's only been like, let's see, when I've done that, because it ain't like I really just be going to the doctor like that either, to be like, oh, like it's really be a lot wrong with me. I did that with like two occasions, y'all. So one was when I found out I was 4 months pregnant. They was telling me I wasn't pregnant. They was saying my cycle was just irregular because I was still breastfeeding my second child or whatever, right? Kind of find out, again, I goes on Google, and when I did, go on Google, whatever, because I'm like, something feel off, but because I was still listening to the doctor, like, no, they said I'm not pregnant, not pregnant. Mind you, they didn't run no tests, or anything. When I go on Google, Google was like, anytime you to the doctor for irregular, for irregular cycle or whatever, they're supposed to do like a pelvic exam or an ultrasound or a blood test. They're supposed to at least do some type of test. They didn't do none of that. The dude just came in and looked at me and said, I told the story on my family channel, right? On the channel I have with my family. Dude basically came in, looked at me and was like, oh, it's just because you breastfeeding. Boom, that's it. Another time, that I done went on Google and basically was able to tell them like what to check for, and they found out this is what it was, right? My oldest child, right? He, I think it was around like it started when he was around like maybe yeah, 4 or 5 years old, right? And when he would start to play, he started to get like this really, really bad cough. And then to where like he would like he would start having these coughing fits, right? And then to where he would like throw up and stuff. So for the longest, when I would take him to the doctor for it, they would just say, oh, it's just what would they say? It was allergies. I'm like, allergies? Like he don't from Texas, the doctors in Texas to the doctors in Kansas on base, right? And I'm just so after a while, I'm like, I'm putting all his symptoms in Google, and Google was like intermittent asthma or whatever, right? So the next time I had took him to the hospital, because they had, mind you, during this time they prescribing him like, with all this allergy medicine like citrizine, or I forgot what it's called, but basically it was not working. It wasn't working. And I'm telling them this, they're giving them the nasal spray. They're like, use this on, not working. So I'm like, okay, can we check for intermittent asthma or whatever, right? Because I know I didn't already went on Google and did my little Google research. So then, basically they checked for it, y'all. We had to go to another hospital, or whatever. Um, and they checked for it, and yeah, he had intermittent asthma or whatever. So, anyways, but I went on a whole little rant, but see, it's alive, so we kicking it anyways. But anyways, yeah. So y'all, I'm on Google, right? And I asked Google, I'm like, y'all can see, right? Boo, can y'all see that? I know y'all can see. So I asked Google, y'all see me on here? I'm trying to make sure my live working. Okay. Um, so I asked Google, I was like, is Lyme disease permanent? Yeah, I be on Google. I be scaring myself too though. Don't be like me. Don't be diagnosing yourself on Google. It can help, but it can like scare you too because it's not always right, right? So I ain't gonna get up here and just be acting like everything I look up on Google when it come to like health and stuff be right. Cause it's not. But anyways, so it says no, Lyme disease is not a lifelong condition for most people. Um, when treated promptly with antibiotics, the infection is typically cured in 99% of cases. However, about 10 to 20% of patients experience lingering symptoms, but these two generally improve or resolve with time. So, yeah, so it says for a closer look at what recovery and persistent symptoms entail, full recovery, the vast majority of people treated early with a standard 2 to 4 week course of antibiotics will make a complete recovery and return to normal health. So, okay, so, and then it got a whole other list of things like if it's untreated, the healing process, post treatment, Lyme disease, all of that, right? So I'm saying all that to say this. Why this lady looked me dead in my face and was like, "Oh, it's nothing we'll be able to do for you. We just gonna be managing symptoms." Like it will be a lifelong thing. Like I will never be the same. Now I'm permanently part human, part tick. Like I said earlier. Anyways, I don't know why that lady did this to me. Cause girl, what are you talking about, ma'am? I'm not gonna call you girl. You a grown woman. My bad, ma'am. What are you talking about? Like, you said that y'all could help me. But that's it for my little rant, y'all. Okay, okay. Let me go ahead and sit that to the side. Let's go ahead and hop into our conspiracy theory Wednesdays, y'all, because they got this Hantavirus going on, and we need like, come on, because it's like something every day, ain't it? It's something every day.
The buildup matters. Before
Hold on, because why is it not? My headphones on, right? My bad, y'all. Wait, because I don't know why it's not playing through my headphones. Oh, oh, you know what? It's probably want me to turn my audio on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so the sound is working, but my audio, my audio's tripping. Hold on, y'all. Here I go. Struggle streaming again. Cause one thing I'm gonna do is struggle stream, huh?
For anybody to
Why is it not playing through my headphones? Okay.
decide
I don't know why it's not working. Hold on. This the media. I don't know why it's not working. Cause it worked just. Okay. Hold on. Cause it's not working. Why is this not working? Hold on. Cause why are you not working? Like, why are you doing this to me? It's plugged in. Let me try it again. What? What? Okay, let me try it now. Let me see if it's gonna work.
please tell me y'all are peeping the pattern. If not, no worries. Y'all know I'm about to tie it all together, but stick with me because the build-up matters. Before anybody decides to get cute or anxious in them comments, if this is not your thing, if you're not into decoding or thinking for thyself, make your exit. One thing about it, I don't force anything, and I'm not here to tell you what to think. Now, when I was 17, I had my first daughter, and baby, you could not tell me that.
I do not understand it. Why is my nose trying to run out? I gotta go get some. Okay. This is all bad. This is all bad right now. Cause why are you gonna wait till I get up here to not be working? Then I just checked this before I started. Okay, let me see. I really do not know why it is not playing through here. Okay, so remove that. Let me try something else, actually. Oh no, that don't work. Yeah, that's not the right one. What is wrong with this? Like, why is this not working? Okay, let me see if it works. I'll put it to here. Hold on. Maybe it's this. Oh my gosh, y'all. We was really over here struggle streaming. It was just working before I got over here. I don't know why it's not working. Hold on. Let me see. Let me try again. Cause I can hear myself in the mic. The mic is working, but the headphone is not. But it's on. Like, what is the problem? It's on though. So why is it not working? Why are you doing this to me? It's plugged in. Okay, let me try it again. Hold on. Media.
Please tell me y'all are peeping the pattern. If not, no worries. Y'all know I'm about to tie it all together, but stick with me because the build-up matters. Before anybody decides to get cute or anxious in them comments, if this is not your thing, if you're not into decoding or thinking for thyself, make your exit. There's one thing about it, I don't force anything and I'm not here to tell you what to think. Now, when I was 17, I had my first daughter. And baby, you could not tell me that I was not grown. I couldn't wait to get out of my mama house. What? Nobody to tell me what to do? A couple of months.
I'm stuck because it was literally just working. How can I? I'm over here trying to make sure it's plugged all the way in and everything. How can I hear?
After I turned 18, I put that phone book to use. I started calling every apartment around town. And it just so happened they were building up some new apartments in the center of Hartford, Connecticut. Mind you, I just graduated high school, okay?
I could turn my laptop.
I had a little job, but it wasn't enough to really sustain me. So I really was looking for something on a sliding scale fee. Something that's for you is for you. Because the last number that I called in that phone book was for this brand new apartment on a sliding scale fee. And I got approved. Again, you couldn't tell me nothing. Nada.
Hold on, girl. Stop talking. Ma'am. Because why is it not working all of a sudden? That's just crazy. I'm going to have to figure this out when I get off of here. Y'all, let me know if y'all can hear it. I'm going to start it. Because that literally don't make no sense. Okay. Hold on. Let me readjust this.
In the pattern. If not, no worries. Y'all know I'm about to tie it all together, but stick with me because the build-up matters. Before anybody decides to get cute or anxious in them comments, if this is not your thing, if you're not into decoding or thinking for thyself, make your exit. There's one thing about it, I don't force anything and I'm not here to tell you what to think. Now, when I was 17, I had my first daughter. And baby, you could not tell me that I was not grown. I couldn't wait to get out of my mama house. What? Nobody to tell me what to do? A couple of months after I turned 18, I put that phone book to use. I started calling every apartment around town. And it just so happened they were building up some new apartments in the center of Hartford, Connecticut. Mind you, I just graduated high school, okay? I had a little job, but it wasn't enough to really sustain me. So I really was looking for something on a sliding scale fee. Something is for you is for you. Because the last number that I called in that phone book was for this brand new apartment on a sliding scale fee. And I got approved. Again, you couldn't tell me nothing. Nada. I was grown. I was on my own. Baby, I ain't never coming home. So I thought. Okay, so fast forward, I get pregnant with my second daughter. Yeah, I know, whatever, judge your mama. This was about a year or so after living on my own in my apartment. So again, I'm thriving. I'm living good, eating good, got them stamps coming in, rent paid up because it was only $195. You know, like I said, I was pregnant, so I got a little sleepy one day and decided to go take a nap in my bed. When I woke up, why were there little brown turds all in my bed next to me? I'm just looking around like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this, y'all? Whole time, mouse droppings. Let me run it back because I don't think y'all heard what I said. I said in my bed with me. They weren't there when I went to sleep. I'm gonna tell y'all straight like this. All that independent shit went straight out the window. Ma, please come get me. Damn near handed them mice the keys because baby, y'all can have it. I left that apartment complex for like 2 or 3 months until they got that shit under control. Just believe every day I'm calling like, what's going on? These are new apartments. Why are there so many mice in here? I'm to find out they done knocked down some apartment buildings nearby. So all of the mice decide to scatter to the new buildings where I'm at. Again, I said stick with me because I know a lot of y'all like, okay, that's cool and all that, yeah, but what this got to do with what we talking about? But what I'm saying is I experienced rodents in my life before, and I know plenty of people who still experiencing rodents right now. Maybe it is just me, and I can admit when I'm wrong, but I ain't never heard that word HV until now. I mean, this thing is picking up traction, being talked about aggressively. Again, I'm just asking questions because suddenly the headlines are real loud. Fear is real loud. The media cycles are very loud. And somehow, someway, Atlanta is always popping up in the confirmed cases. Yeah, the same Atlanta where the CDC headquarters are. You got people online connecting symbolism, predictive programming, aka The Simpsons, calling them strange coincidences, aka timing patterns. What I'm not saying is that everything we hear online is true, because some people be connecting dots with invisible crayons. You heard me? What I am saying,
okay, my bad.
is the
Trying to
timing
make
of
sure I can
things
hear
be
it good.
feeling real theatrical, if you ask me. Because once you start analyzing them
Struggling.
patterns, you're gonna realize that fear is one of the most
I'm gonna get
powerful
this right.
tools that they use to basically control human collective consciousness. Think about it. What happens when people panic? Stop observing, they stop questioning, they stop thinking logically. It becomes easier to control emotionally and just overall. I've been on here decoding for 2+ years, and I've been telling y'all ever since I started. The moment when our consciousness is expanding at a rapid rate, they're going to stop at nothing. They're going to pull out all the stops, all the tricks, all of the tools to harness fear. Every time humanity start waking up spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, they're going to pull some shit out of their ass. Best believe a new fear cycle is going into the chat. Let me ask y'all something. What happened to the Leviathan? Better yet, what happened to Three Eye Atlas? What happened to CV? Like, really, what happened to it? Why is it always breaking news, new threats? Be afraid, stay distracted, stay divided. Because everybody now talking about.
See, didn't I just say that it's always something? Like literally, like we barely into 2026. Like, and what's crazy is wasn't it rumors about a new disease or something supposed to be happening in 2026, and then here we are. Now they talking about the Hantavirus disease or whatever. Come on, go ahead.
Keep their asses out there on the boat. Some people pissed off because they feel like that's very insensitive. I feel like the collective nervous system is always being.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the people like when I first saw it like being talked about. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. First of all, let me say this: as humans, we for sure. I wouldn't say we do this on purpose or that you necessarily like to. My bad, but we do tend to do things to others that we wouldn't want done to us. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to put yourself in other people's shoes. Now, the reason why I say that is because when they were first like talking about this virus, when I first heard about it, which was not too long ago, right? Um, the debate was okay. People were divided on should they stay on the boat or should they get off the boat. I was like, they need to stay on the boat. Like, I'm sorry, like we gonna risk everybody else's health for this small group of people on this ship. Like this is small compared to like them coming out here and spreading it to the general public, right? This is before I even like found out that they say it can't be spread from human to human. But then like the more you like look up on it or whatever, they saying that it is a strain to where it can be passed along from human to human. So yes, I was one of the people that was like, they need to stay on the boat. They like, they need to get off so they can get, help from the doctors and stuff like that. The Hey, y'all got AI running around here. Y'all got robots running around. Y'all can figure out a way. Y'all better get them doctors on the ship with their equipment, roll it on up there some way, somehow on that ship, and go help the people on that ship first. Like they got to quarantine. I don't know. Y'all need to figure something out. But I was one of the people saying that, right? And then also two things can be true at once. Because as I'm saying that, I'm thinking like, but that I would definitely be one of them people that I want to get off the ship. I don't want to be stuck on the ship with my family. Like I want to get off the ship. I want to get help. I'm not going because at that time you're not. And again, this is another right human trait, right? Tend to be a little selfish. And it's not that you necessarily trying to do it on purpose. It's more so like some people do though. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes you do and you don't even realize. You get what I'm saying? Because like I would be one of those people like I want to get off the ship because at that time with me being a person in their shoes, I'm not necessarily thinking about like how this can be spread to other people. Not in that moment. Not in that moment. All I know is like I don't like, especially I'm not showing no symptoms of having it or anything. Get me off the boat with the sickies. Like, let me go home. Like, I don't want to be stuck on here on a boat with these people that's sick and then possibly, catch it or whatever, right? Um, so yeah, like I said, but I'm not thinking about like how okay it could be spread or what if I spread it or what if I do got it or what blah 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 blah. Yeah, so y'all know.
Pulled on like a damn puppet string. I'm not saying don't take your health seriously. What I'm saying is don't surrender your damn discernment. Fearful mind is easier to program than a grounded one. You never heal those traumas or mental loops, you're gonna keep creating the same loop. Same survival loop, same dependency loop, same trauma loop. That's why I keep saying the real war is consciousness. It's not just about what's happening around you, but it's about how you respond to it. Right now, we're gonna be honest, the energy is accelerated on this planet. They know this. You got people waking up faster, you got systems glitching publicly, information moving at a light speed. More people than ever questioning reality itself. Fears dispel what happens when people actually stop feeding it. Yeah, I know there's no such thing as coincidence, so why was this posted on Twitter in 2022? This is why when I hear people talk about prophecies in the Bible, I always come behind that and say, you mean the plans? I just did a video.
That's the same thing I be saying. I don't care what nobody say. Like y'all, people be talking about, they wrote about this in the Bible. They wrote about this in the Bible. This happened. They wrote it, like literally. Like, are we kidding? Like, this happened in the Bible. Like, of course it's happening. Like to my understanding, they wrote it. They wrote it. Yes, of course it's happening. Like when you understand, these people ain't nobody to play with. These people playing stuff out. I said this on one of my videos. Decades, more than decades. I mean, like ahead of time. You talking about planning, y'all? They be planning. They be planning, and then people be thinking that, oh, just because it's not happening right now at this moment or in the next couple years or so, that something that you peeping. I said this before on my channel too. My mama told me a long time ago that I have good foresight, right? And at the time, being younger, I didn't really understand what that means. Now, since I've become an adult, you know what I'm saying, as I continue to go through life or whatever, right? And having different understandings and stuff like that or whatever, right? I get what she's saying because I am literally able to look at something and see, like, I could tell, like, where this is headed. I don't even know how to explain that to y'all. Like, and I'm also the type of person too. I was just talking to my husband about this the other day. I peep a lot of stuff, but I just don't necessarily always say anything either. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it'd be crazy to me how I be peeping it, and then you be like looking at the people around you, like y'all not peeping this, like y'all not seeing this, y'all not catching this. So look, look, prophecies in the Bible, y'all. This is why I can't. It's crazy because this is why I be saying these kids come into this world knowing like we gonna have a whole like video. It's so much stuff I want to talk to y'all about on this channel, but eventually I will get to it, right? But I want to have a whole separate conversation about how these kids be coming into this world knowing y'all. Like when they talk about sending them through these schools and how they be indoctrinating them, y'all, these kids be coming into this world knowing a lot of kids got more sense than a lot of adults, to be real. Like if we be honest. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying not to get into it like right now, but all I'm gonna say is my family, I was raised Christian. I'm not Christian. I already told you I do not practice a specific religion. Since I was a child, it just I would go to church with my family, get sent on the church bus and all of that, right? As I was since I was a child, it just did not sit right with me. Like, and I'm a person that like I ask questions. Like, I want to know. You can't just tell me something and then I'm just going to go along with it just because that's what you said or that's what everybody else saying. You get what I'm saying, right? But it didn't sit right with me. It's just like I'll be sitting in church and I'm thinking in my head, like, is that for real? Like people really they really buying this? Like all I'm gonna say is yes, it's stuff in the Bible that you can learn from and take or whatever, right? And I think that is just general stuff um that's been put in there because like of course like once people then what's the saying that my mama used to say when I was younger? Y'all mama them ever told y'all this? When you trying to be sneaky or get away with something when you was a child and they be like, what you didn't tried, I done already did. So like basically like you're not gonna get away with that. I not. So I feel like that's the same thing when it comes to the Bible. When they have like these certain sayings or don't do this because this could happen, and people be like, oh, that was a script in the Bible. That's why I say don't do that. I feel like that's because that's like at some point it becomes almost like basic human knowledge because of all the people that came before you and then already learned these lessons. If y'all get what I'm trying to say, and then they put it in the Bible, like it. I don't know. Like I do know, but
Spirit Airlines and a lot of the coincidences around that. In that video, I talked about how we keep seeing the number 3. If you know, you know. I do not have to explain why this is so important, especially when we see 33. I find it quite interesting that 2023, 2026, 3 years apart. What do I know? It could just be another coincidence. I'm going to leave y'all with this thought. What if this HV is more so a symptom from something else that was given in 2018, 2019? I remember when everything was going on and there was a conspiracy that a lot of those folks were going to be activated eventually. Is the
what?
eventually here? Again, I'm just asking questions. Y'all get in the comments and let me know your thoughts. As always,
Did y'all get the Roed Maxine? Ain't that crazy? Like, can we say that on YouTube? 'Cause why people don't want to say it? You can't say it. I ain't gonna say it. But did y'all get it? Like, I want to know. Let me know. Cause the word on the curb is people that apparently then got it, then had like some complications or something. But y'all know it's medicine. Like with anything else, there's good and bad. There's pros and cons. Like there's always possible side effects. Let me let this play a little bit. You know what I'm saying before I really.
Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Turn on for the watch. Prezi plain Jane. You make any dream. Rest in peace to my superior. Hermes nigga feed a village in Liberia. TMZ taking pictures causing my hysteria.
They sure do.
Y'all still think this Hantavirus situation is a game? You had 3 people that were evacuated off the ship because they were seriously ill. You had 3 people that already lost their life. Then you have a case of the Hantavirus in Switzerland. The person that was confirmed with this virus was on that ship. Now you got to think about this. Who did that person come in contact with? Because because this isn't the regular hantavirus. This is the Andes strain. This is the one that's airborne. Now you go back to the cruise ship. They took 3 people off that cruise ship, which means 146 people are left on that cruise ship. You know how real this shit can get? I need to ask you, what does this shit seem like to you? This don't sound like 2020 to you? But I need.
Oh, y'all, I'm sorry. Like, ever since I didn't that tick bite, I've been feeling like something is on me all day. Kind of like really driving me.
You to listen to this. They're saying that they might even know where this outbreak started from. So out of the 3 people that passed away, there was the Dutchman. The 70-year-old Dutchman. He was on a trip with his wife. They're saying that they may have contracted the hantavirus from a bird watching tour in Argentina. This don't sound good at all. I need you to look at this right now. Read what that says at the top. As of May 17th, 2026, Argentina
That don't
has
say
officially
May,
final-
sir. Hold on. Oh, see, it's gonna be hard for me to listen to the rest of the video. That he said May, right? Because it says as of March. I get it though. Like, shoot, he might be dyslexic like me. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you be reading too fast or seeing stuff that ain't necessarily there. So you gotta go back and like, wait a minute. I get it. Sometimes you get a little mixed
from the
up.
World Health Organization. Please tell me what this sounds like to you. Then I need you to understand that the United States of America cut ties with the World Health Organization as well. But this is why all of this should scare you. It's the Andes virus. I need you to look at the bottom right here. It says it has a high fatality rate of around 40%. Let's go back to the beginning of all of this. This ship leaves April 1st. The first victim that dies maybe about 10 days after that. The second person that died maybe about 2 weeks after the first person. And then the third person that died maybe about 7 or 8 days after that. What is that telling you? They had people believing that this was only a respiratory infection. But it's way bigger than that. This virus takes at least 1 to 2 weeks to activate. And the way this virus spreads is through sneezing, coughing, maybe dirty hands. You know people don't even like to wash their hands. You got to remember that the wife of the 70-year-old man got on a commercial flight that may have been full of people. So how are they going to track down all these people? And when they track down all these people, are they going to be able to quarantine all these people? And then you got to ask, where's that cruise ship going to dock? You okay? Okay. And I'm trying to figure out why the fuck was they even allowed off the cruise ship from the get-go?
I'm telling you.
Y'all was supposed to drive that motherfucker to the middle of the ocean and sink it.
Okay.
We would have never asked no questions or nothing. It would have never ever got brought up. We don't give a fuck. But y'all would have put us in danger. Now y'all would have put us in danger. Y'all don't give a fuck about us, right?
Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry. I don't know about that whole sinking it part, but I was on the side of they need to stay on the ship. Y'all need to go and find a way to get some medical professionals on there or something. I don't care about people getting up here saying that sound crazy. That does not make sense. Like if they saying that it can be airborne or spread, because at first they were saying that it can't be spread from person to person, right? That is from inhaling like I don't know, y'all, like from rats. It spread through the rats, y'all. Rat poop or something like that. Look. And why somebody say when they seen it, they ask themselves, dang, who was on the ship eating rat poop? Like, come on now, be for real. Y'all we can say anything. But like now they saying that like they got a strand that can be spread from person to person. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, I would think the safest thing would have been to y'all need to stay on the ship. This is the quarantine spot right here, the ship. We'll find a way to get y'all some food up here, make it real comfortable. Get the medical professionals up here, wheel them supplies. Like I said, I don't know. They need to figure it out. Them ships be big. Like literally, it's almost like a little tiny island floating in the ocean anyways. Like, what are we talking about? Like, now, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because Roe started out, it wasn't supposed to be oh, that big of a deal. Next thing you know, boom, it was a whole little thing.
The antivirus, did you know exactly what the symptoms are? It started being talked about during the Korean War between 1950 and 1953, where the first cases were studied. The virus mainly lives in wild rodents like rats, moths, or
Yeah, there
field
you go.
mice. The animal is not sick, but it releases the virus through urine and feces. Contamination usually occurs by inhaling dust or contaminated particles. For example, when handling wood in the forest, when thousands of soldiers fell ill. But the virus was not identified until 1976 by Korean researchers. Its name simply comes from the Hatun River, located on the border between the two Koreas. But what are the risks? It is a serious issue because the virus can be fatal up to 40%. After about 2 weeks of incubation, flu-like symptoms such as fever and headache first appear. Then it can progress to severe kidney or respiratory problems. As of today, there is no universal vaccine or specific treatment. Normally, the virus is not transmitted between humans, but there is an exception. The Andes variant identified on the cruise ship is the only one among the 38 known species capable of being transmitted from one person to another.
This is not a pandemic. Experts say this virus is very different to COVID. First, it's harder to spread. The reproductive number for hantavirus is 1.19. That's how many people a carrier could spread it to. COVID is about 4. Transmission usually happens through close, prolonged contact, typically when someone is already showing symptoms. The incubation period, how long it takes to display symptoms, anywhere between 1 and 8 weeks. COVID spreads before symptoms appear and moves through the air with a 1-week incubation. Another reason doctors aren't panicking, the virus's stability. Genomic sequencing shows it's almost identical to strains seen decades ago, so no significant dangerous new variants have emerged. Symptoms are largely similar to the flu, but there's no vaccine.
Wait a minute, she ain't gonna say it's no
All right, so I have
vaccine
the
dip, so they
weirdest
can't do
update on
nothing.
the hantavirus and the MD
She
Honda.
said there ain't no vaccine and just dip. Like, so what that mean? They can't. They can treat you though, right?
This cruise ship update, like it's very fucking strange. Obviously, a lot of us know about this guy and this whole cruise ship with the hantavirus breakout. Well, in the last few days, I've been in the deepest rabbit hole about this and researching every conspiracy theory that everyone has. And there's been so many conspiracies that this is all fake because people have found information that he's tied with the cruise ship and the brand that's doing all this. He's the only person documenting it out of the whole 170 people on the cruise ship.
Yeah, I've seen people saying that too. So ain't nobody else on that ship. Ain't nobody else saying nothing about it. Or
Mainly people are just thinking it's all a big distraction. So I came to realize this guy, that one that was documenting the whole cruise ship and the whole hantavirus, the only person documenting it, he follows me, right? So with him following me, what do? I message him. Bro, what's really going on that ship? Nothing makes sense. Like 3 of my posts if you're being held hostage because a lot of people think he's just being a pawn in this whole scheme. Seen. No response. And then get ready for the best part. I'm checking my notice and I see him like 2. What does that mean? Yeah. He liked 2 posts and then 1 down here, all back to back within the same time frame. So, what the fuck does that mean, bro? This is all just for fun. I'm not suicidal. I live my life.
This is exactly why I do not interact with social media because you guys are falling for it again, and it is mind-boggling to me that you're gonna fall for this stupid ass fake shit again. Like, have you not learned? Have you not learned? Like, economically, we cannot handle this. Mentally, we cannot handle
and that's the thing too, y'all. The virus is getting dropped in the middle of groceries being high, as the cost of living, as they say, gas high. What is it? They was talking about the 50-year mortgages. They building these paper mache homes that they want to sell for $500,000 that's falling apart within a week. Even the older homes, they want to sell them like super high, not even worth it. Haven't even been updated. Rent crazy. People paying high rent prices. Like, it's just a lot going on. Literally, it's a lot going on.
There are people who got stunted during 2020. The children stunted. Not to mention people dropping, croaking over. I'm so frustrated because I see where this is headed and no one is listening. No one
there a war going on?
You haven't learned. You haven't learned. You won't learn. You don't care to learn. You are okay with being a part of the system. You are
A lot of people
the
are.
dumb people that they say you are.
A lot of people are, and I actually realized this more than ever when I did a live talking about why I took my child out of public school and decided to homeschool him. I'm actually I think I'm gonna do this live. I got some stuff I want to talk. Of course, I got stuff I want to talk to y'all about, right? But I think I'm a certain topic I want to talk to y'all about. I think I'm gonna do it this Friday, and I still have a regular video, anyways. I want to upload for Friday, but I think I'm still do a live too with y'all Friday. But anyways, a lot of people are very much comfortable and like secretly love the system, and what I don't even whether they know it or not, like seriously, right? So yeah, but I will say this: I think that, in my personal opinion, I think that I wouldn't necessarily say the whole thing is a hoax, right? So I'm gonna say this: I think that it's true that it is possibly people, getting sick from this disease that's been around or whatever, right? Like no bed, right? Um, but where I think the hoax is that, in my opinion, I think they put it out there, yeah. Some way, somehow. I don't know. They possibly planted it or something. Like, if y'all get what I'm saying. I think that's what the hoax is. Like, I think what's true is like it's a thing. Like people getting it. Like, cause I got COVID when I was pregnant with my second child, right? Um, and I just, I had the real bad, back pains, whatever, headache, blah blah, whatever, right? Nausea. So I think that it is true in the sense of people actually are getting sick from this disease, right? But what I think is the hoax is how people are actually getting it. You get what I'm saying? If y'all get what I'm saying, like I think they be putting it out there, being the problem, and then they bounce back, swerve the block, and then they come around and be the solution too, because they real good at that. Real good at that. In my opinion. That's my opinion, y'all. That's my opinion. Not no fact. This is my opinion. Okay?
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but did anybody else know that hundreds of vials of deadly viruses went missing after a lab breach in 2021? Take a wild guess what one of those viruses was. Queensland Health Minister Tim Nichols announced today, this was back in 2024, that 323 samples of live viruses, including Hantavirus, Lissavirus, and Hantavirus, went missing in 2021 in a serious breach of biosecurity protocols. But back in 2024, when this story was reported on, they assured the public the lab has not been able to conclude if the viruses were destroyed or removed from secure storage, but they do not appear to have been stolen. There is nothing to suggest that these have been taken from the laboratory. Secondly, we do not have any evidence that hantavirus has been weaponized in any way in any research laboratory. He didn't give an
What did I just tell y'all? What did I just tell you?
About the hantavirus, though. Fast forward to 2026, and surprise, surprise, all of a sudden, we found some hantavirus on a cruise ship. Again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but doesn't.
And what's so crazy about that is we were actually we getting ready to do our, another family trip or whatever, right? This year. And originally we had planned to do it on a cruise. I haven't ever been on a cruise. So we was gonna go on a cruise together, you know what I'm saying, as a family for the first time or whatever. And we ended up basically changing it for the time being and staying on land, and then we were like, okay, we're gonna save the cruise for next time, whatever, right? Good thing we changed it. That's all I'm gonna say. Because that's just crazy.
This kind of sound like the plot of the movie 12 Monkeys. We've got the government saying that they're going to release the UFO files, and all of a sudden we've got all this chatter and buzz around the potential of aliens coming from the future to warn us in the present about bionuclear war. And then it turns.
And then the people still talking about wanting them to release the Epstein files. Like, and at this point, what's crazy is I feel like I get why people want them to release it. I don't think that they really will. I mean, I think if they do, it's gonna be heavily edited, in my opinion. Right? It's basically like I feel like we all know, y'all. Like, come on, we all know that it's the elites all up and through the files. Like, it's all the people in government. Is just you know what I'm saying? It's we all know who all up and through the files. Like, but we just want them to release it to confirm it. And the crazy thing is, we also know in the back of our mind, like, even if they do release it, that is not, it's going to be an edited version. That ain't even going to be the full truth. Because again, I'm trying to decide what live I want to do with y'all first, but we all know it's people in the government, y'all, especially concerning them kids. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all gotta remember what these systems was built off of. It's some sick people running the show. Watch out for your kids, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I got two topics that I really want to talk to y'all about, and I think I'm gonna split them up into two separate lives. But come on.
Out that those aliens are just really us from the future. Sounds just like the movie 12 Monkeys because, again, it is people from the future traveling to the past, not to stop a bionuclear war, but to stop what seems to be bio warfare, right? The weaponization of viruses. But again, I am not a conspiracy theorist. I don't think that The Simpsons or movies or novels are predicting the future. But what does
I don't see why people be saying that. Like, every conspiracy theory is not true, but yeah, every conspiracy theory is not true. Like, but that don't mean every conspiracy theory is like necessarily true. What am I trying to say? I need I need to go to bed. Okay, that's how you know it's getting too late for me. Every conspiracy theory is not like necessarily true, right? And every conspiracy theory is not necessarily wrong either. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? Like, come on, stick with me. For those of you who with me, come on, come with me, come with me. I swear I'm going somewhere with this. Keep up. Um, all the conspiracy. Didn't they say the CIA or somebody made that up? Like conspiracy. It's literally just to me. It's just asking. I feel like you know what I'm saying, the what I feel is sometimes the necessary questions that need to be asked, right? Like if something don't make sense, ask questions. Forget looking like the dumb person in the room. Because what's crazy is like what do we mean? Like, cause at this point I feel like we didn't all like, and they put it so in our face now. It's almost like it ain't no denying y'all. They be putting stuff in the movies, and then the turnaround time too don't even be that far apart either. I feel like they be putting stuff in the movies, and then next thing you know, we seeing it in real time. Come on. Come on.
seem more realistic to me is that there's a lot of malevolent people with a whole lot of power that maybe have seen some of these movies, read some of these books, are really into sci-fi, who would like to live out these scenarios because they're
So she think that instead of the elites putting the stuff in the movies, and you know what I'm saying, basically what they say, desensitizing you or whatever to what they getting ready to do or they're already doing. She think they sitting down watching the movies and they like, okay, y'all, we finna go do this, huh? Like no. I think that they definitely already got this stuff planned out. Like I said, decades ahead of time. People don't even realize that we are messing with some people that got time. They got time, okay? Like they planning this stuff out years ahead of time. And to me, honestly, they probably find us entertainment too. Like they be putting in the movies and they like, they out here watching these movies whole time. They like, they don't even know. We like really working on doing this stuff for real. Like, come on now. Cause they say humans cannot, I don't know. This is what apparently scientists say, right? Humans cannot think of something that they have not already seen or something like that, or that has not already been done. Now, you know what's crazy? Remember I told y'all that I'm starting to realize that all these sayings that's been the saying that you would hear growing up and stuff, and then even as an adult, as you get older and you start experiencing more life and all of that, right? You start to realize they was saying these sayings for a reason. They say it ain't nothing new under the sun. I'm telling you, sit right here and try to think of something right now. Oh, think of some grand new idea or some new thought or whatever, and I guarantee you somebody on the other side of the world, probably not even that far from you, that already thought about the same thing. Same thing like with these inventions with these electrical cars, AI and all of that. somebody done already thought of it, right? But it's just about who got the resources and the tools to already make, you know what I'm saying, make that thing come to fruition, if y'all get what I'm saying.
So effing bored. That to me sounds a lot more believable.
I have turned into a complete conspiracy theorist, just so you know what you're dealing with. But I have something important to say. Nobody's talking about this, and I have no idea why. I remember years ago, I was reading an article that some lab lost over 300 live viral samples. They weren't accounted for. And I thought to myself, oh man, we're going to have another COVID thing. But nothing ever happened. It was 3 years ago. That being said, do you know what one of the live viruses were? Yeah, the hantavirus. Don't believe me? That's fine. Google, look it up. Queensland, Australia, laboratories lost over 300 samples. Google it, not lying.
For the people saying the cruise ship that was carrying the Hantavirus, however you said, was fake, honestly, I'm starting to believe them. They might not be conspiracies at this point because there's only one person, one man from a cruise ship of what? How many people they said? Over 150. I think it was 150 passengers at least. Um, where's the videos? Where's content? Everybody and their grandma has a phone, literally, in 2026.
Yes.
And also,
And
they
be
literally,
posting.
like the news footage, they literally had to have someone's phone for their video recording because I saw a video of them basically showing the captain doing the announcements about the hantavirus or whatever. And that was definitely recorded off a cell phone. So where's that creator
Right.
at? And usually, like when news channels or whatever take videos from other content creators, they always say their name as like a citation, whatever, or a quotation, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They didn't say, oh, Star67 posted this video, da da da. They said nothing about that. They just had the video there and, you know, aired it on TV. So I'm kind of confused.
Y'all didn't drag
Star speaking to
67
one
off somewhere.
person, one human, and then this nigga. Tell me if I'm wrong. As soon as I saw the fucking interview, that nigga looked so familiar to me. Is he an actor or what? I don't know why he looks so familiar to me, but I know for a fact I have seen that man before, or I feel like his soul is familiar. Something with him is so familiar to me, and it's just like, okay.
Girl, hold on. Do she got a shirt on? Cause she is trying real hard to keep that shirt pulled. That blanket pulled up. It looks like she laying down in the bed. You need to go to bed. You need to tuck it in, go to bed, and try this video again the next day. Cause what was she doing? Was my girl just laying in the bed? And she was like, wait, hold on. Light bulb moment just went off. Let me pull my phone up because I need to record this. I need to get this out. And she just started recording, like just jumped up out her sleep. Cause she do like she good and ready for bed. She's trying to keep that blanket pulled up, okay?
They playing in our
What
face.
is going on?
They ain't playing in our face. Because there's no way 150 passengers. None of them had a cell phone to record or say anything. None of them got a TikTok. None of them got a Facebook. None of them called their friends talking about the situation.
Right.
This ain't sitting right with me. If y'all was trying to drop another virus, y'all could have did it a lot better than this. Because the story's not adding up. First they said, somebody was on an island exploring some stuff, and then they was saying like the crew was supposed to go to different islands. While they was on the island, somebody caught something. Then they said somebody who was attended the cruise flew in with this virus or whatever. Then that's how the whole ship got it. It's just too many stories, and the fact that we only have heard from one person thus far gives me the fish eye looking at them funny because something ain't adding up, and my spidey senses is sensing.
But you know it's crazy because it don't have to add up. That's what I'm saying. Like they could literally say anything, and because you know these folks overlords say it, they just gonna eat it right up.
Ship thing. Okay, so I'm watching this girl like go crazy on the captain's like reactions or whoever the spokesperson who's talking about it and like telling the public the updates. And I guess I haven't kept up with it to be honest. So I guess that he was like saying like, oh, there's a very slight chance, and then like, oh, well, this person had the symptoms, and it was kind of like easing it in, using some lube. But like, do you guys really think? Okay, like this, they don't let the public know anything they don't want us to know. Like, this is something that they want us to know. Because if they didn't want us to know, they would have done what they did with
Well, I don't know. It's about to work on me because we about to stay in the house. Okay? After I done got bit by that tick, I done been scared straight. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm like so serious. I told you I love one of my favorite things to do is with my family is when we go on family hikes, you know. And my husband was just asking me today, he was like, are we gonna go hiking, what do you say, this Saturday? And I'm like, I don't know about that. Like all that camping outside stuff. Going hiking, I don't even want to go outside, you know, having a picnic outside with the family now. I don't even because I like all that type of stuff. Now I'm just like I'm scared straight, y'all. That tick then got on me and I'm just like, oh no. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think I might have PTSD. I'm not even joking.
Believe this bullshit about with the hantavirus, which is only transmittable by animals to humans originally. But somehow humans are seem to just magically, could just start causing problems out in the middle of nowhere in the ocean. When there was nothing there from the medical officials that got on the cruise ship that said there was no rats or anything there.
Right. Because where the hell, excuse my language, where were y'all at? Like, because they did say, like, it's from rat breathing in, like, the rat feces and all that, whatever, dust and all that in there. What cruise ship was y'all on? Because cruise ships, when you think cruise ships, you thinking, like, nice, luxury, nice places, whatever, clean, all of that, right? And then they take them to these nice little drop-off little spots on the little port stuff. Where was y'all at that y'all was possibly breathing in that hantavirus? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what? Man.
So, and they're already creating the vaccine for Moderna. What are the odds of that? It's like fucking new. Don't believe the bullshit after what just happened with COVID and the
And
whole
what's in
vaccines.
that
Don't
vaccine?
forget, who put us on the lockdowns? Who pushed back vaccines like no one ever before? The same motherfuckers in office now.
And the vaccine thing was crazy because they really had people out here condemning people that didn't want to get it. Like, oh, well, leave them behind, leave them behind. Why? Because the rest of us can think for ourselves. So y'all want us to go run down that and go get a vaccine for some that don't it take them like a decade or so, like a long time really to be coming up with a vaccine. And then y'all want us to run down there and go get one that they came up with real quick for COVID. I'm sorry, like we all have a brain to think for ourselves, like for a reason. If we wrong, we wrong. If we right, we right. Like they be getting mad because we don't sit up here and eat up every dang thing that they overlords is telling us. Like y'all better start. I don't know. People better start thinking for themselves.
As I was pulling out my people,
Cause I don't even think is they even encouraging like independent thinking or something anymore in school or like brainstorming. Or something. They can't be. They can't be.
it began to dawn on me.
Cause they be saying anything and people be eating it up.
Of that, what is it? The Hantavirus? What is it? The virus from that cruise ship. We've only seen that one video from that one guy, right? What are the rest of the videos? Like, whenever there's an event, there's always different angles, different people, different takes, thick pieces, right? Where they at? Where are the family of the people who on the ship? Don't nobody want their family back? Something doesn't sit right. At this point with this administration, I gotta question everything. Where the rest of the videos at? Maybe I just missed them. If y'all see videos, tag me. Or drop screenshots, something. But right, where the rest of the video? I was just telling my husband, I'm like, hey, how come everybody's not talking about this? Maybe it's because it's not real. I'm gonna just keep my mask handy, but what's going on?
I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I hope it ain't real. This one of the conspiracies that I'm like, ooh, please be true. I hope it's not real. Please don't. Like, I hope it's not real. Let it be a
Something
hope.
don't sit right. What y'all think?
But say they say it like more change.
But I feel like I need to say something, so I wrote a few things down. I am currently on board the MD Hobbyist, and what's happening right now is very real for all of us here. We're not just a story. We're not just headlines.
I'm trying to find some
We're
tears.
people with families, with lives, with people
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Y'all think is that giving us is that real tears or is it like, sir, you trying to muster up some tears and with that cry sound with it, you trying to make it believable. I ain't gonna lie. Giving a little bit of
There's a lot of uncertainty, and that's the hardest part. All we want right now is to feel safe, to have clarity, and to get home. So if you're seeing coverage about this, just remember that there are real people behind it, and that this isn't something happening somewhere far away. It's happening to us right now. I'll share more when I can. But
okay. So, sir, you was telling us was this to convince us to be like, yeah, let them off the ship? I'm literally not even trying to be funny or be insensitive, cause like I gotta go look. I gotta go look. Like, cause is he really the only one reporting on this? Cause I ain't even finna sit up here and pretend to y'all like I just doing like super super deep dive and research on this stuff. Cause look, I got a life. Okay, like I said, I be busy like with my family and stuff. So hey, I was late to this live because I had just got done cleaning up the house. So I that'll be so. I gotta go look. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Like, cause sir, are you really the only one reporting on this? Like, and was this video to like? I guess because he's like, nah, maybe he's seeing like people thinking this is a conspiracy, like it's fake, but this really happening. But I'm not gonna lie though, like honestly, it is giving me a little bit of like actor tears though. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. Like it seemed like he trying to push some tears out though, like with that cry sound people be trying to do when they like really not crying and stuff. You gotta be careful though. Some people be like some really, really good actors. Like they cry on cue like that. And them tears be looking but it be looking believable. Like on some psycho type stuff. Like, are you okay? How can you do that?
now, I just ask for your kindness and understanding. Thank you.
Guys, we officially have an update. The virus on the cruise ship just got confirmed to be the one strain that can spread person to person. And a passenger who left the ship early just tested positive in Switzerland. So the virus on that cruise ship is now officially confirmed to be the Andes strain of hantavirus, which is the only strain in history that has ever been able to spread between humans.
Hantavirus from the cruise ship, stricken with a deadly outbreak of the disease. And meanwhile, experts are confirming there have been cases of a rare strain on the ship that can be transmitted between humans.
And a passenger who got off the ship at a stop before anybody even knew about the outbreak just showed up to a hospital in Switzerland and tested positive. His wife is now in self-isolation, and they are now tracing back every single person that this guy may have been in contact with. 3 more people were just airlifted off the ship today and are now being
Okay. All right now. But these random scenes, they ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I get it, y'all. They trying to drive a point home. But like
transferred to hospitals across Europe. The total number of cases is now officially at 8, and 149 people are still on board and have nowhere to go. In my update yesterday, Spain actually just told the Canary Islands to take the ship in, but the president of the Canary Islands just went public and said absolutely not, we do not know what we're dealing with. So the one place that was supposed to take the ship in just basically went back and said no too. I'm watching this entire story and I will obviously keep you updated, so make sure you add me now so you don't miss it.
In an update, the World Health Organization says a total of 10 cases of hantavirus have been reported, including the 3 deaths in connection with the deadly outbreak on a cruise ship. That number is down from 11 after one passenger's test was found to be inconclusive and later negative. There are currently no positive hantavirus cases in the U.S. tied to the outbreak. 41 people in the U.S. are still being monitored after possibly coming in contact with an infected person.
That's our ship! An emergency message. Outbreak of the deadly virus is spreading Virus? A worrying new challenge in efforts to contain the hantavirus. All we want right now is to feel safe.
Now, nobody is being allowed off the boat.
All ships must remain at sea.
Have fun! Noah, the wife of late actor Gene Hackman.
According to the newspaper, FEMA was called out to manage an outbreak of the hantavirus. Thing it wasn't the hantavirus.
They're buying it. They're buying it.
When I recruited for a project, they told us it was biological warfare or virus. What killed those men? Silent weapon for a quiet war.
Hantavirus is a serious virus usually linked to
Shout out to the people, man, that be really like they be doing a deep dive research and be piecing the pieces together like
infected rodents. But some strains can rarely spread between people. Health authorities are tracking the outbreak connected to the cruise ship MV Hondius. After several passengers became infected or were listed as suspected cases. The ship stopped at St. Helena on April 24th, before the virus was detected. Officials are now contacting passengers who disembarked there and tracing anyone they later met. The outbreak is believed to have begun among passengers traveling in early April, including a Dutch couple who later died. The World Health Organization says the risk to the general public remains low, but countries are taking precautions because the Andean strain can, in rare cases, pass between humans. It can cause severe breathing difficulty, fluid-filled lungs, and cardiovascular collapse, which can be fatal in up to 30 to 40% of cases. Remaining passengers are expected to disembark in the Canary Islands under health guidance, while contacts in Europe, North America, and elsewhere are monitored for symptoms.
Hantavirus, a rare but potentially severe viral infection, spread primarily through contact with infected rodent waste. The virus is carried by certain rodents without making them sick. Urine, droppings, and saliva can contaminate dust and surfaces. When disturbed, tiny particles become airborne. The virus can then be inhaled. At first, symptoms resemble a flu-like illness. Fever, muscle aches, fatigue, headache. But the danger develops deeper. In severe cases, the virus triggers intense inflammation within the blood vessels, especially in the lungs. Fluid begins leaking into lung tissue. Breathing becomes difficult. Oxygen levels fall rapidly. This is not just infection. It is vascular disruption. The immune response plays a major role in the damage. Inflammation increases permeability, allowing fluid to move where it should not. Symptoms can worsen quickly. Early recognition matters. There is no specific antiviral cure for most hantavirus infections, but supportive medical care, especially oxygen support and intensive monitoring, can improve survival. Prevention focuses on exposure control. Avoid inhaling rodent-contaminated dust. Ventilate enclosed areas. Use protective cleaning methods instead of sweeping dry debris. Hantavirus is uncommon, but serious. A reminder that microscopic exposure can have massive biological consequences, and that the body's own inflammatory response can sometimes become part of the threat itself.
So we have hantavirus in the United States. It is a different strain of that. This hantavirus, the Andes virus, is the only strain that is person to person. But again, very difficult to spread. It is close contact with bodily secretions or respiration, sharing things intimately, toothbrush, etc. And so this is very different than a respiratory virus.
Ooh,
and that's
sharing
what I really would like to get
toothbrushes.
across, and I appreciate that. We want people to understand we know this virus, it's not novel, and we know what we need to do.
I got this in twice. Just watch this one. My bad.
Holding passengers that also has the hantavirus. Let's back up to a few weeks ago. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this guy appears.
Sail with me across the Atlantic Ocean. Hi, I'm Jake, and I'm spending the next 35 days crossing the Atlantic visiting some of the most remote islands in the world.
That's Jake, and he's a travel content creator. Never had seen him before in my entire life, but the algorithm does what it does, and it just starts feeding you new videos that you might have not seen before. He's cute, he's engaging, whatever. Flash forward to about a week ago, I get the video that I just showed you, which was Jake's intro video to the boat that he's currently on, which happens to be the one with the hantavirus. 3 weeks ago, I started seeing him on my page. Then I see that video a few times, and I don't think anything of it until there's a lone passenger from this cruise ship reporting about this virus that's on the ship. And guess who it is? Yeah, it's Jake. So you're telling me a few weeks ago his videos just randomly started popping up on my page, and he just happens to be on this ship that happens to have this virus, and he just happens to be the only person on the ship reporting the news from the ship? Like, what was the algorithm grooming me for 3 to 4 weeks ago? You guys kind of get where I'm going, right? Coincidence?
Look. Oh. Let's have a good stretch, y'all. We're about to have us a good night's sleep. This one is funny. That one is funny. Hold on. I gotta find y'all the TikTok. I gotta find the TikTok to this one. Hold on. It's hilarious. Y'all, somebody said, I hope, what they say? I hope you get better. Or what they say? They told that man something like, dang, that's sad, or I hope you get better. I don't know. Be safe, but most importantly, just keep yourself there. Like, it's fun. It's not funny, but it's funny. Like, I know it's kind of messed up, but hold on, where's it at? Okay, here we go. Look, I'm trying to find the comments, y'all, because the comments on this video had me cracking up. Look, this is the video, right? Why somebody look? First comment: stay safe, and most importantly, stay there. Can y'all see? Like, look, then the next comment. Remember, home is not a place, it's a feeling. Keep your ass at sea. Y'all, like, they gotta be stopped. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for laughing. We want to go home. That's the hint. Y'all, somebody commented, we want to go home. That's them on the ship, right? Look, that's the Hantavirus talking. Look, y'all should visit the Bermuda Triangle. Solution. Somebody commented solution. Y'all, look, I be up under the comments cracking up on videos. I swear the comments be where it's at. The comments be funnier than the video. What? Wait, you guys should collab with an iceberg. Dang, that's messed up. That's messed up. You was kind. You was amazing. You was staying on that cruise. Why are y'all that close? I was thinking that too. When I first saw it, I'm like, they not even quarantining for real though. Like, if it's a hunt, like, that can't be the ship with the hantavirus because they literally are like right next to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Roll your boat gently far away. But we have families. Okay, we have families too. Nah, for real. What they say? Sacrifice for the greater good. Look, man. That's them hard decisions they be saying we be having to make. But too late. Because apparently they off the ship now. So all we can do is hope that, you know, this is really all a hoax and it's really not that bad. But that's all we gonna have for today, y'all, for Conspiracy Day. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I gotta wait 30 days to be looking out for symptoms for this tick. By I'm scared straight over here, a little traumatized. And then I have 2 weeks until I hear back. Well, yeah, possibly hear back from the public health people. They said if I hear something, my bad. If I hear something, then yeah, obviously, okay, it could be something or whatever. But if I don't hear anything, then they're like, okay, don't worry about it. I will be back to yeah, not even tomorrow because it's the next day right now, technically. So I will be back tonight around the same time or whatever for our my bad, strange videos. Okay, y'all. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all have a good night. Because I know y'all not asleep. Some of y'all watching this right now, y'all not even asleep. Go to bed, okay? Just like me. I'm about to go to bed too. And I hope y'all have a good day, most importantly, okay? Because in a minute, we gonna be getting up. I be having to get up too. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning because I need to go and take my shower, get ready before it's time for me to, get my day started with the boys or whatever. So yeah, I hope y'all have a good day today. Take care of yourself, relax, don't overthink it, whatever is going on. Just relax. You know what I be trying to tell myself? We trying to keep the spirits high. We trying to stay happy, because it's literally always something going on. Like, literally. Now we talking about a hantavirus, but I'm about to go to bed, y'all. Bye. Okay, let me turn this thing off and figure. First of all, I need to figure out why the video was not even playing in my headphones. Because again, I'm over here struggle streaming, and I cannot make this stuff up. Y'all see this? Everything was plugged in, same way that it was last time when I was streaming, and I would prefer for it to play through my headphones so it's not too loud and possibly wake the kids up or whatever, right? So I'm gonna figure that out. I don't know why it even did me like that. It's